Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. SeKo Starcraft bringing you another game from Gonzy's Community Cup number 9. We've got Selphy versus Cube. Now, when I was looking at the tournament's finished, when I was looking at the actual boards of victories, Cube was one of the people to beat. I think he's won 2 or 3 of the tournaments in the past, so this guy is no slouch. And from some of the games that I've been watching so far, these are some pretty top-level talented people. And I'm very happy that Gonzy managed to send me out a few of his replays. He casts them in German. You can go and actually check out his Twitch stream. There's a link in the description down below where you guys can see all the different ways to look at his league, see about participating potentially, and then check out his stream where he'll cast all these things in German live. Protoss versus Terran on a 4-player map. We'll see what kind of game comes out of that here. I do enjoy the Protoss vs Terran matchup. I used to hate it just because as a Terran player I used to never think I had an answer to it. But as I'm watching it more and more, I'm starting to pick up some of the tricks that you can use to take advantage of very standard Protoss play. Protoss have, at least with these recent buffs, changed up the style that they do now. It's no longer just I'm going to go Colossus immediately kind of style. It's no longer I've just got to go into really fast Storm. When we actually see games where they want to go into Oracle play with Zealot leg speed attacks, 2 base Immortal all-ins, 2 Colossus pushes, super late game, well upgraded plays, fast 3 base openings. So I think that the evolution of Protoss is something I'm most happy about seeing with Starcraft 2 in general, because it means essentially that the race that I used to think was the most standard and by the book has actually become very dynamic, and I enjoy playing it quite a bit because of that reason. The Terran player did get gas first, so I'm expecting a Reaper to come down here pretty fast. And there it goes. Now the cybernetic score is going down super fast as well. So we should be seeing either a Stalker get boosted out or a Mothership core. Because it's very likely as a Protoss player and you see that one gas going really, really quickly before this barracks is even finished, it's likely going to be a Reaper that's coming your way. We'll see if he gets more than one Reaper. I don't expect it. I mean, he dropped out of gas here, so he's got enough for just one more if he wishes. Let's just see if that's the case. No, it doesn't look so. Just enough to get down that reactor. So pretty tight opening there from Selphy. Very nicely timed out on the resources that he needs. Almost looks like a Zerg player getting speed and then pulling out all of his units from it. Now this is fairly standard at this stage of the game for Protoss players to go for that second Nexus. And it's been very important specifically because what it's allowed them to do is get out this Mothership core and defend very easily against most openings. He is going to Chrono Boost out this Stalker, and what that really is going to allow him to do is protect both bases, because this is pretty open for Reapers to get inside of it. So that way he's going to be able to macro up perfectly fine. Bunker going down, because 2 base all-in pushes are very common and very powerful. You can go for a super macro opening, and Protoss just has that ability to just throw down, 5 gateways, and then just start hitting you with gateway units super fast. This Reaper is going to be able to get in another scout. Well, looks like he might put in a few shots. Actually does manage to get one of those probes. We'll see if he gets away. It's going to be close. Whoa, that was really close. How much damage does that do in one shot again? Yeah, would have killed it with one more shot. Next base is down. Let's see if it's going to be a... I'm expecting another factory before command center, actually. As much as opening up economy based is really smooth. I don't think he saw that Twilight Council when he came in, did he? No, he did not. So we'll see if that's for a really fast... Well, I don't know, super fast, but a blink play. He's got the gas for it. Or it might be for DTs. DTs is very difficult to go against a Terran, just because if they have this double orbital down, you can generally defend against it very well. But with the increased Dark Templar movement speed, it's pretty pretty worthwhile just to waste some scans, and you can generally get out of there with your DTs if you try. I'm surprised he didn't just run for the scout. At this point, the Reaper's value really is in going to be able to see this kind of scout. Seeing that this is researching here, which is almost for sure going to be blink play. It's not very often you're going to see it go into some sort of... it'd be really funny though if it did go into some sort of really fast, you know, charge. Leg speed can be really fun to use. Particularly against a Terran that can, you know, micro back really effectively. So we'll see if this is for a pylon. I've got to assume that it's for a proxy pylon of some sort. Thought maybe you might want to hide a nexus. Really good, smart spot to come up in there. Sees the robo, don't worry about the probe. Go for the scout. Sees the twilight. Doesn't see a dark shrine in here though. So I'm assuming he's got to believe there's going to be blink play. Now there's a lot of spaces to blink into a base on this map. And he can do it very, very well. Generally what I like to do if I can scout blink play coming is to start working on getting out widow mines and marauders with concussive shells. He's only got one barracks with a tech lab though, so you'll have to wait for his stim pack to finish first. And once stim gets done though, you can generally deal with blink play fairly well. You just don't want to overstim your army. Hence, you want to get out that starport with medevacs. So it is going to be a fairly aggressive 2-base blink play here out of Cube. Selphy, I believe, has the right kind of composition to deal with it now that all of his units are ready and stim is completed. Let's just see if he's going to commit to this here with just this amount of stalkers. Now once the medevacs get out, I'm thinking that this blink style attack is not going to be as effective. He's funny, he's building another bunker after he salvaged his first one. Decent little blink micro there. Good chunk of bio and ready to go. Oh, my computer's getting a little sluggish here. Trying to keep the frame rates at a more reasonable level. Now the medevacs are finished, so this isn't going to be as big of a deal. But there's already quite a bit of damage done to this Terran bio army. So that's going to get shut down pretty fast. And the next step, it looks like it's going to be Colossus. Double upgrading Colossus is pretty difficult to afford on 2 bases for the most part. You want to get that thermal lance, obviously. You got to get those upgrades. Colossus are pretty expensive on the gas. So I'm expecting to maybe have 2 Colossus and push out. And that's generally going to be followed up with a very zealot-based army, because you generally have so much. Oh, he's trying to chase down that army. I don't think he's going to get it, though, unfortunately. Grabs another stalker. Oh, bad micro. That was really crappy for Cube. That was a sweet pickup. So without these Colossus done and Thermal Lance, this push will actually be pretty powerful coming in the front here, I would think. There's no Storm. There's 1 Colossus. That's it. Let's see if he wants to engage this. There will be the Nexus Cannon. Good spreads. Once again, you can see that it is very zealot heavy on the composition. Concussive shells is on the way. You don't want to get too arrogant with these Colossus here though, because it can be very easy for you to just push out too far, and then yeah, you'll lose that and you're in a lot of trouble. Those Colossus are very, very valuable. Viking production on the way. Did he get a second starport out? No, I generally would like to get a second starport out if I feel this comfortable. That way you can get out medevacs as well as be able to get out all of the Vikings that you need to get as well. Now, this isn't the most cost-effective bit of work here from the Terran player, but he will get a lot of important kills on the army. I don't think he's going to be able to push in further into the base, unfortunately. Nice micro. That was some sick micro out of Selphy there. But unfortunately, he's going to have to try to boost out of there. Blink is in position, but it'd be risky to blink after those medevacs because you don't know what's on the low ground, if there's a lot of army there or not. This is a bit of a problem. I don't think he knows about this over here. He does not.
Ready to plunder.
Lots of Vikings, and once again, you really want to keep that medevac count high. So it's a bit of a trade-off whether to keep going for a lot of Vikings or not. Because right now he's only got a handful of medevacs, and they're all out of energy. Lots of Vikings in place, but you're going to have to deal with, you know, your beat-up bio army at some point. One Colossus in there, a little bit beat up. He'll actually be able to get shot down pretty fast by these Vikings if he has some good control. Not a lot of stalkers in here to mitigate that. Almost gets a good snipe off there. Taking out the mothership core would also be a good snipe. Lot of probes out in position here. That photon overcharge, man, you can activate that a long ways away. 2 Colossus here now. I don't think this is enough in the Terran to actually fight this army. It'd be nice to see him maybe go for a drop or something in the back. Just to throw the Protoss player off a little bit. Terran player's got a pretty good lead. Upgrades, they're a little bit of the advantage of the Protoss player just because he can chrono boost those out faster. But now he needs to get more medevacs out because his army's beat up and he just doesn't have the count. There's the next starport there. I think he senses the same thing I do. I do like putting some proxy pylons over here. A nice zealot run by always pays good dividends. Blink stalkers, hopefully he doesn't have bad control and lose those again. That would be very unfortunate for him. You do want to pick off those Vikings whenever you have a chance. You see a lot of really talented pro players like Huck or Hero do a lot of great stalker micro, pick off what they can of the Vikings to float further ahead. I believe there's still only just the 2 Colossus now. Yeah, then he's going to move into the Templar Archives and get the Storm out. 2-2 is about to finish up for the Protoss. It's going to give him a good advantage if the Terran decides to take another fight. Sometimes I do cheeky things in this position as you put down a pylon and some cannons. It's just kind of a fun thing you can do sometimes. Great snipe. Now he lost all of his Vikings in that attack. And he's a bit on the run here, unfortunately. I think the Protoss player is going to try to chase these guys down. There's no medevacs at home once again. 4 Vikings at a time, though. Very big commitment into the Vikings, even though the Colossus count hasn't changed. Now, happily, the Colossus are all in the back. For the Terran player, it's happy that the Colossus are not getting the shots off on the army. One random immortal in there. Now he needs medevacs. Big time. And I don't know if he knows that the Storm is in production right now, if that's going to be the next tech choice. Either way, he doesn't need any more Vikings as part of his composition. Storm will be done here very soon. Warp Prism, going to try to throw the Terran player off a little bit. Handful of Stalkers, just keeping an eye on the map. This is pretty good. I mean, the Terran player is at home, so this won't be as effective. A little caught up there behind the missile turret. Did keep the mule alive, which is always nice. And the next base is already on the way. Ghosts are in production, as well as another Ghost Academy. Are we maybe going to see nukes? I like nukes. Now, there's nothing in play right now on this side for the Terran player to actually stop these kind of drop-ins. Friend request. I don't have any friends. Pretty good little storm drop. There's some missile turrets going down. Just, you want to have some things in place so you don't have to worry about your mobility as much. Now the Terran player, interestingly enough, even taking a lot of favorable engagements, is not ahead on the actual army count. Double warp prism play. This is really cheeky. See if he gets it in time. That's a nice snipe there. Getting more gas on the way. Even though I don't know if gas is really his dying thing here. Well, an interesting spot now with having another base for the Protoss as well. The Terran player just needs to start really getting out a huge pile of units just to be able to overwhelm his opponent. There's no more, Colossus in this mix. It is going to be down to a really Zealot, High Templar, Archon kind of setup. A couple more missile turrets might be nice. You can almost like tank siege people from across that, it's so close. Now, Selphy in this game has not really gone for anything too crazy in regards to run-bys or drops. He did snipe that third nicely. But as you can see, like a drop over here, even just full of Marines, would be very effective. Pretty good storms there. Wow, really good storms. SCVs are going to have to come on out here to try and be a bit of a meat shield. There are still some storms left. That one whiffs pretty hard. Terran's dropping its supply very, very fast here. This is really slick play. He's trying to pick up the High Templars to do running drops. Oh, such a good storm. GG, good luck in the tournament. I'm assuming that was the deciding game between these two. Really high level game. Very interesting. I actually thought the Terran had a great position over here on this ramp. But it was the Warp Prism drop that really caught him off guard there. Actually, I'm going to back that up for a second. I kind of want to check that out again. Let's just check out. That was the deciding moment essentially in this game. Was the this one Warp Prism drop full of High Templars here. So slow back down here and see how this works out. See, 3 High Templar in here. Now the difficulty is the Terran can always scoot back. Particularly against a very Zealot heavy mix. Those units get beat up so bad. Anyways, great play, really smart heads-up strategy there from our victor in this match, Cube. I don't remember if he went on to win the tournament or not, but I do remember he was one of the top performers. So thanks to Gonzy for sending me his replays. Thank you all for tuning in. You can check out his tournament and his stream in the comments description down below. And if not, like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I should have some more great StarCraft action for you guys in the next little while.